I don't want to start this video by overhyping things, but I do think I can safely say that you have never seen this particular technique before. And that's kind of because I discovered it by accident. After a long day of work where I was feeling super lazy, but I needed to get some food on the table. I wasn't in like a particular rush, but I did not want to spend much active time cooking at all. So I ended up cooking it this way and the results turned out amazing. I was really impressed, and even though I thought I was taking a bunch of shortcuts, the end result was amazing. And this is exactly what I did. Now, typically, if you want the absolute best roast chicken, you're going to want to do lots of time-consuming things, like letting the skin dry out at least a couple days before inside of the fridge, or at the very least just dab it with some paper towel really carefully before you put it inside of the oven, which more often than not you would like to be preheated. There's lots of these different things that would definitely help make a much better chicken. And we have done none of that. I'm imagining as if you just got home from work, you have like a bunch of stuff going on and you just want to get some food on the table. So all I'm going to do is take this out of its packaging, put this in a tray, and we're not even going to season it just yet. Give me a second. So once you have your chicken unwrapped on a tray, make sure there's no like giblets or anything inside it. Sometimes supermarkets will shove those in there, and you don't really need to like truss or tie your chicken. I'm just kind of leaving it how the supermarket left it, with the legs a little separated, but just like leave the legs spread open. It's chill. Low effort, maximum flavor. So we're just gonna pop this in the oven set to 210 degrees Celsius or this much in Fahrenheit. I'm just gonna let the oven preheat for as long as it takes to preheat. I know what you're thinking, we haven't seasoned this at all yet. That will come later. Work smarter, not harder. By placing the chicken into a cold oven without any seasoning and allowing the oven temperature to come up slowly, we're accomplishing two things. Firstly, we're slowly bringing up the internal temperature of the chicken so that it can cook more evenly. But even more importantly, we are drying out the skin, which allows it to color and crisp up even better. Once your oven is nicely preheated, you can go ahead and remove the chicken.
Have you been summoned by the smell of chicken?
Okay, now that our oven is nicely preheated, our chicken has dried up considerably. So the outside is nice and tacky and ready to receive all of that seasoning.
You're going to hit it with a light drizzle of olive oil so that the surface can heat nice and evenly, and then we're going to give it a generous sprinkling of salt all over. Normally I would also season the underside of the chicken and the inside of the chicken, but this is the lazy way of cooking chicken, so I'm just going to do my best without exerting too much effort. Next, place the chicken back into the oven and continue to cook for a further 30 to 40 minutes, depending on the size of the chicken. After about 30 minutes, you can remove it from the oven, and to make sure that it's cooked, probe it with a kitchen thermometer and just make sure that you're above 65 degrees Celsius. While you can dig in immediately, the chicken is just going to be so much better and easier to handle after about 30 minutes or so of resting.
And there we have our beautiful bird. It's been resting for like 30 minutes. Don't be afraid to rest your meat, especially if it's a nice big piece of meat like this. It is not cooling down anytime soon. So it's really nice and warm on the inside, but by resting it, it's going to be much easier to handle. It's going to stay nice and juicy, even if you left it in the oven a little bit longer than you should have. And yeah, we're just going to jump into the last step of this, which is slicing it, which can be a little bit annoying in particular if you don't know what you're doing. So let's continue the theme and make this easy and lazy friendly. The longer you leave it to rest, the easier it's going to be to handle, the cooler it is to handle. Yeah, let's jump into slicing it.
To easily slice your bird, I would recommend a nice sharp knife and a fork. Now, a meat fork is cool to have, but honestly, even just like a normal cutlery fork would work just fine. Begin by slicing down the center of the bird in between the breasts and around the keel bone. Next, make a careful incision between the breast and each of the legs, taking care not to slice any of the flesh. Now you can use your knife skills to carefully cut along the bones and remove the breasts. But you can also brute force it and simply just push the breasts and peel them off the bones, and they come off super clean. Now you may need to pull or slice to separate the chicken wings from the breasts, but that's about it. If your bird is tender enough, you could even just wedge these off with a simple fork. Now repeat this for the other breast to expose your legs completely. These legs are connected to the backbone with a little ball joint similar to how the wings were. Now you can easily cut around these with a knife or simply just pull them apart with your hands or a fork. Very important, do not get rid of the carcass at this point. You can remove tons of extra little nuggets of meat from the bones, and there's quite a bit of it. Also, I love to freeze and save the bones to always have an incredible chicken stock on hand, but that's a separate video.
Now this may be a controversial take, but I honestly think that the roasting juices of a roast chicken are the best part of a roast chicken. As delicious as the meat is, this stuff is better. Try it, let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please go watch this if you have nothing better to do. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. Give me a nap. That's good.